from the Monster versus the Fiend to a hair versus hair matchup to Randy Orton, most assured, going to capture the WWE Championship. WWE is presenting us what they will consider the biggest party of the summer, what they will consider the biggest event of the summer, what they will consider the biggest, greatest, grandest SummerSlam spectacular that we've ever seen in its entirety of the event. And wrestling fans, when I look at the card, I see Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I see Dominik versus Seth Rollins. And I see Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt as the three main matches that we can tune into August 23rd and are actually genuinely invested in. Wrestling fans, the rest of the card is just like, whatever. The rest of the card is just like, who cares? The rest of the card is like, oh, how can I explain that? What's a good pay-per-view to describe it as? WrestleMania 7. WrestleMania 7, we saw the Ultimate Warrior take on the Macho King Randy Savage in a classic matchup. End of one man's career, whoever lost. And then we also saw Sergeant Slaughter take on Hulk Hogan. WWE title on the line. Wrestling fans, outside of those two matches, the rest of the card was just kind of, whatever. Had some good matches in it, but I mean, that card was just like whatever as far as did we care about the matches. Same goes here with this SummerSlam, wrestling fans, unless you are a Bayley and Sasha Banks fan. Guys, let's just run down this card really quick. Before I do, subscribe to the channel today. Make sure you do that, and make sure you hit that bell for all notifications. It's appreciated. Go back and check anything you missed. All the Backyard Beatdown content, if you haven't done so yet, I do not know what you're waiting for. Stuff leading up to August 21st, Backyard Beatdown 4. Check out the playlist of Backyard Beatdown 3 and the event itself. 2 and 1. Also, much appreciated. And all the other reviews and preview and predictions of all the other great content I have out there for you. Let's dive into this SummerSlam preview and predictions. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, WWE title on the line. It is time for Randy Orton to close in and capture the WWE Championship. There is no way Drew McIntyre is going to walk out of SummerSlam WWE Champion, wrestling fans. There is not a chance. Drew McIntyre, it's a shame that he's had the reign that he's had. Even though I am not a fan of him being a babyface, it's a shame that he's had the reign that he's had. Number one, without any fans in attendance. Number two, the fact that the people he's had to defend his title against, in this downtime, it's really come off as WWE has not cared as much about his title reign. So the quality of storylines and who he's faced, to me, has not been as good as what it can be. Now then, Randy Orton's going to win and keep it until Edge comes back, and Edge is going to beat Randy Orton for the WWE title. That's just the way I see that happening, wrestling fans. Now, the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Hey, look, I like this contest. I want to see this matchup for one reason and one reason only, and that's to see if Andrade and Angel Garza walk out with the Raw Tag Team titles. I hope they do, wrestling fans. Street Profits aren't doing anything with those tag team titles. Since they've had the tag titles, what exactly have they done outside of a best of 10 series with the Viking Raiders, bowling, axe throwing, all different types of stuff like that? It's time to drop the titles and put it on somebody, put it on people that will defend the titles against babyfaces. There's more babyface tag teams than there are heel tag teams in the WWE on the main roster. Andrade and Angel Garza can defend the tag titles. I can name 3 babyface tag teams right now. Street Profits, Viking Raiders, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet. 3 rivalries right there to take up time. Wrestling fans, WWE needs to do this. Just do that, okay? They don't like to do babyface versus babyface. So why in the world are you keeping the titles on a babyface tag team? Why? It makes absolutely 0 sense when 3 out of the 4 tag teams that you use on the main roster are baby faces. Put it on Angel Garza and Andrade at SummerSlam. Dominik Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in a street fight. A street fight. I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see how Dominik wrestles. I'm interested to see if he picks up the victory here. I honestly would have loved to see Dominik Mysterio join Seth Rollins and become a follower of the Monday Night Messiah. We didn't get that yet. Maybe we'll get that. Not yet. But Dominik Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. Dominik is in there with the right opponent, I think, for his first official match. Guys, it's been a great rivalry. Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins bringing Dominik in for his first official WWE main roster matchup. Going to be a good contest. Who wins? I think Rey Mysterio could get involved in this. It only makes sense that he does help Dominik get the victory. First match in WWE. Only makes sense. Apollo Crews versus MVP. U.S. title on the line. You know, when I said that MVP was going to take the United States Championship, I said this before and I'll say it again, back to the MVP lounge, I meant that somebody in MVP stable was going to take the title to the MVP lounge. I didn't mean MVP himself. So I hope MVP loses this matchup. I'm not saying that I'm a huge fan of Apollo Crews as a United States champion. Apollo Crews comes out and says that he's serious and all this different types of stuff while he's smiling. He needs to be frowning and look serious while he's saying that. So I hope that Apollo Crews wins this and they put somebody that is in a better number 1 contender spot for that role. Not MVP. MVP's a manager. He needs to remain a manager. moving on. Apollo Crews win. I hope. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Universal title on the line. Somebody take the title off Braun Strowman. Probably be Bray Wyatt. Probably be The Fiend. Also, I hope we see Sister Abigail, some type of form or fashion. We see her at SummerSlam. Alexa Bliss, do something at SummerSlam in that form. Would be great to see, wrestling fans. Would be awesome to see. Let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Bray Wyatt walk out victorious. Forget about Braun Strowman's title reign in the WWE. I have absolutely no interest in his title reign. That's just me. Raw, excuse me, Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship wrestling fans. Yeah. That's what I think about it. Not a whole lot. Why? Because WWE has pushed 3 women out of the entire roster since Charlotte left. They pushed Sasha Banks, Bayley, and they have pushed Asuka. That's it. No one else. You think they could use somebody else for a role, for a spot at SummerSlam? No, just going to stick those 3 women at SummerSlam for the championships. If there's one title that Asuka will win back, it will be the Raw Women's Championship. Because Sasha Banks is usually used as a transitional champion in the WWE. Shame, but it's true. And as far as Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville is concerned, Sonya Deville is going to have a haircut. This has been your SummerSlam preview and predictions. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel today. Tune in to everything that's going on this week. I got a massive, huge podcast coming up, including my brother and I sitting down, discussing, going over, just sharing, having a great time, going over our favorite wrestling stories. It's going to be a blast right here on the channel. Got all the reviews of Raw, SmackDown, all that great stuff leading into SummerSlam. Of course, the review of SummerSlam week from Sunday, next Sunday, going to be great. Well, this podcast is going to be great of it. Don't know about SummerSlam itself. Hopefully they put on a good show. Anyway, wrestling fans, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.